as we discussed, the first thing it's going to do is draw on this double layer of wash away stabiliser the square of which we need to encompass with our fabrics. Right, that's step one. So that's given me my 4-inch square that I need to cover with fabrics. Okay, now I have, this is linen, yeah? I have best pressed this so it's like a bit of starched parchment. Because this is a much lighter fabric than the one I used before, I am also putting under a bit of polyester. This is just a polyester batting, yeah? I am, in this case, going to put a bit of polyester batting, making sure that I'm more than covering and equalising out my stitching. Then I'm going to put on top of that, trying not to move it underneath, my piece of linen that I have more than starched by using Mary Ellen's Best Press twice. I did it once, let it dry, and I did it again. So now it's like a bit of parchment. Now, so this is the second round, which is going to adhere all of this to the wash away stabiliser. And I'm moulding it. You could tape it down. Yeah, you could tape it down. I'd rather just, you know, hold it down. Always let you know what's happening. Underneath it's got white, so I'm going to release that now, and what it's going to do now is the green for the upstanding shoots for the lily of the valley. Now, I don't want to make this video any longer than I need to, so I'm going to stop you here and come back to you when this colour is finished. So I've just stitched out some of the top dark green. Now I've just swapped colour green for very light green. Let's see what this is going to do. Not very much, probably. This is probably the intermediate parts of the white. I do cut my threads as I go. If I see, no, not that one. But if I, oh, there's one. Now, if I see a tail sticking out, I'll wait until, well, in a few years. Should have probably stopped. There's no one there, but there is quite a few here that I, use my tweezers and my scissors to get rid of before I go any further. Now on my screen it's saying doing silver. Now I could choose a lovely silver type grey, yeah, but whoa, I don't know. I'm in a funny mood. I got a metallic silver or near metallic silver. This is to do some of the arches on the snowdrop. And do you know what? Just for the hell of it, let's all fingers crossed. Nobody move. I'm going to use the metallic silver. I can see the thread moving from the spool. Alright. I'm hoping you can see this on camera. Couple of false starts. It's working well. Yes, it's working well, so I'm going to cut you off. I'm always more confident with my own designs because I know how I've written the stitch pattern in the first place. Okay, so that's the silver done. No more events since I last spoke to you. So now I'm bringing up my Magnifico pearlized white. I'm just loading this in. Let's see how we go. It's like everything. If it loads first time, it's right. You got to remember, this machine is 7 years old, and after I had it for about 6 months, my loading mechanism didn't work properly. So I sent off to America, got a few parts, and fixed it myself. Now I absolutely trust that if the thread loads the first time, it will work, right? So now I'm starting with the white. After all, this is a snowdrop. And here we go. Lovely white stitching coming out. I'm going to turn you off and show you the end result of this. Right, I've just put on the green again to do all the stalks, or what I call the grass beneath the snowdrop. I don't know whether you can see this on camera, whether it's showing up, but lovely silver and white on my snowdrops. Very happy about that. Now I can see the thread coming through. I couldn't see the thread coming through before, which is why I went through that commotion. But we're working again, so I'll come back to you when this foliage is finished. Okay, I've just taken my hoop off. I'm going to take the opportunity of, while I'm here, if I've got any long pieces, you know, you're always going to have your undercurrents, yeah, but so snip back, you can snip back little tails, yeah, out the way, which is where it's pulled the cotton under. And then I'm going to take my other piece of linen that I starched very nicely, yeah, and I can see the square that I'm covering. So I'm going to put that other piece of linen on the back, use my painter's tape, I call this freezer tape, anyway, it's paper tape, to hold down the fabric. Turn the hoop back over and under with the white bobbin, white now because I'm working all in white. Refix the hoop and do turn 14, which is the Caribbean blue, which is going to stitch the back now to the rest of it. So now, having done 14, here we go. This is the time now, and I'm just going to look at the back for a minute. Yeah, that's better. So now it's time to rip off the paper. Take our curved applique scissors, hold up the fabric and just gently cut along. Now, as I said, I'm not going as close as I can to the stitches because I know that I've got a 2mm blanket stitch which is going to encompass those this edge, all right, plus a load more embroidered lace work that's going to come over the top. So I've just cut the back, okay, flip it over, and now I'm going to cut the front and the batting. So now I put it back under the needle to do the blanket stitch, which is just going to finish off the fabric edges. Which will stop any fraying before we move on to the next part. Now, because I got batting under here as well as the top cover this time, mine has kind of shrunk in a little bit, but I'm not worried about it because I know that we've got an awful lot more stitches that are going to go down and hold this piece of work together, okay? So the next thing that it wants to do is to start doing the lace work, which will not show very well on the camera because it's white on white on white. So it's starting the process of stitching out these lovely netted semicircles. I do beg your pardon, I got so enthralled watching this, I forgot to video it. So now we're on the part where we've got to, we've done all the outline, and I'm just on the heart in the centre of the lace now, just finishing that off. And the very last thing we need to do now is this 3.5mm satin stitch all around the edge. So this is the final stitch that pulls it all together. Looking pretty good. That's it, done, complete, kazam. Okay, so I've just brought this off the hoop. I'm loving the silver on the snowdrops and the silver on the nan. I'm just going to flip this over. You can see there's the back. Now I have been round and snipped off any long tie-in, tie-off threads. Okay, so that's the back of it. I'm very happy. So the next thing for me to do is to cut carefully around the outside, like I did with this one, which this has been cut, and then brush out with warm water the soluble stabiliser that's left behind, and give it a press and let it dry nice and flat, so it ends up nice and flat like that one. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this.